Kiana here from Being in Sync 366 video series. It is Friday. Somebody's here. Just gonna wait 5 minutes about to see who joins on here. This is a video series on being in sync, being in alignment, following the natural laws, practicing the natural laws, which always align us to our inner light of freedom, alignment, kindness. Hello, Alex. Good to see you here. Fast like. Well, this is the Being in Sync 366 video series. I come on here every day for this year. We have 39 days left in the year, this year, and I'm doing good today. Very mellow Friday. How are you? Today we're talking about no being a complete answer. I'm just going to ask if people, I'm just going to go and ask a question here. Okay, there's the poll. Some people say saying no can be very challenging. Others say no, no problem. I remember in college was the first time, especially those people pleasers out there. But I'm going to wait for 5 minutes and then see who joins on, and then I'll just go ahead for a quick session here to share with you all. It's nice and clear here today, but cold. I'm wondering if the notifications are working. For a while last week or the week before, they weren't working at all. So hopefully people are getting their notifications. If you're new here to this channel, I come on here every day and talk about different aspects of alignment. Hi, Wendy. Good to see you here. Hey, Fabio. Today we're talking about saying no. Wendy. Dominic, hello, hello. Just waiting for people to join on here. We have about 2 more minutes before we hit the 5-minute mark, and then we'll just go ahead and get started. It's not going to be a super long session today, but I do have a question in. Okay, Fabio, you're Italian. I do have a question in the poll. Do you find it hard to say no without giving a reason? And that today's topic is about no being a complete sentence. Hey, Jasmine. Alex is from India. Hello, India. We have a lot of subscribers from India on this channel. I feel like my phone is. Ah! Is that better? I feel like the vent is right over my head. Okay. I think it's better to have the picture. Okay, y'all. Just a few more seconds here and then we'll go ahead and get started. My name is Kiana Sage. I guide people to peace. I do what's called energy psychology. It's the alignment of physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual well-being. It is guiding principles are the natural laws. And that's what I do here. Hello, Mike. Good to see you. Hello, hello, hello. Just got people joining on now, so we'll go ahead and get started. I've got a poll going on in the question. Energy psychology is not a traditional way of looking at things. It's very much about noticing and having awareness of patterns that run both in the physical form and also energetic form. So physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual bodies are all running patterns. And if they're not running congruently, we will have what's called incongruence, and we will feel out of sync. So being in sync is about being in alignment with yourself, the natural laws, God, source energy, creation, being in alignment with practices that adhere to the constructs and structures of how energy flows in integrity. So that's what we are talking about today. And the topic is no, is a complete sentence. And with that, I want to say thank you to Wendy. When I was in college, I had this amazing woman that showed me that I didn't need to do a lot of people pleasing all the time. And I was in a job in which I was not saying no to anybody. I was the quintessential people pleaser with very poor boundaries. And I got myself into quite a number of quandaries. One was I was having trouble sleeping. 2 was I was not putting myself first. 3 is I was looking at the obligations that I was supposed to serve these outer entities and before myself. And that means that you don't have any discernment. When you are a people pleaser, you are abandoning yourself. And so one of the things that I wanted to come on here and talk about is just how to say no. Because a lot of people struggle with saying no because they feel guilty. They feel obligation, or they feel bad, or whatever you think you feel. And what I would offer is that oftentimes those feelings are really a disconnection from self. And it's about serving this, being in service to something that is outside of the self. And that is not necessarily serving what's in alignment. And so when you are looking to be in alignment, being in sync, being in alignment with the natural laws, there must be this component in place called discernment. And discernment is a lesson that anybody who is operating in integrity will need to learn. What I learned about discernment is this. It can be challenging. And it's challenging because it causes you to be in conscious awareness. And when you are consciously choosing, oftentimes you feel, see, and sense things that are very uncomfortable. Hi, Mick. Good to see you. It causes you to see and experience things that are quite uncomfortable. So saying no is really about alignment within and noticing what feels right to you and feeling right to you, right being a judgment, but also a knowingness too, right? So what's right for you, what resonates for you might not be what resonates for other people. So how do you say no in a way that serves you and is not perceived, which you have zero control over how others perceive you, but that is really honoring yourself and healthy boundaries? So how do you do that? How do I do that? So it first comes with an awareness that you don't want to spend all day with these people, let's just say, during the holidays. We'll use the holidays as an example because a lot of people do things during the holidays that they wouldn't normally do, which is spend a lot of time with family in ways that they wouldn't normally. So you spend all day with your family. Hey, Norman, you made it. Good to see you. We're talking about no being a complete sentence. So just because you've always spent time with your family all day, maybe you don't want to spend all day with your family this year. Maybe that's in hindsight, that's not really what served you. And so maybe you negotiate what feels resonant for you. And maybe instead of 8 hours, you do 3. And then maybe somebody wants you to be there all day, but you're saying, I really need some space to digest. So for me, I'm an empath, I'm a telepath. I pick up on a lot of people's energy. So when I'm around a lot of people, I need time to process. That's just me. Now, my husband doesn't need that, but I do. So negotiate what will work. Is it a couple hours? Is it 3 hours? And then you get a reprieve, or you're there and you actually remove yourself and go out into the car and take some time. What's important is that you're using discernment. And then also knowing if you don't want to participate in a party. Like, so for example, I was invited to something that I love being invited. I love the invite, but I don't always accept because it doesn't always feel right for me to be in certain places, be around certain people. I don't enjoy it all the time. So I'm really paying attention to where do I want to invest my time. And when I say no, do I say no and thank you for the invite because that's what I really appreciate? Do I say thank you when I don't feel safe? Thank you? No. Hi, Matt. So it's really important to understand that you can say no and you don't need to give a reason. No, that doesn't work for me. No, I don't appreciate that. No, that doesn't resonate for me. No, but please have a beautiful celebration without me. You don't have to continue and say why. And I think a lot of people feel like they need an excuse or a reason to say no, and you don't. You are the authority of you. You are the authority of your field. You are the one that needs to be in discernment of your path. And your reality is in co-creation with you. So if you are saying yes to things and you're not really wanting to, then you can challenge yourself and say, why am I going? What am I doing? What am I feeling? Why am I doing stuff that don't resonate with me? And start to go into inquiry and know that you can say no without giving a reason. So I just want to see in the survey here. Yes, about 50% of you, 50-50 right now, are saying that you feel it like it's challenging to say no without a reason. So I really wanted to give you all some options on how to say no without giving an excuse and or a reason for why you can't. Number one, your business is nobody else's business, okay? So oftentimes people give too much personal information about their lives as reasons to why they can't do that. Now, that might happen for a multitude of reasons. One might be is that people like people to feel guilty for them. People like people to feel pity. People like attention. But if you're not one of those people that needs attention, then even more reason to say, no, that doesn't feel right for me. No, that doesn't resonate. No, I have other plans. Who cares if your plans are watching TV at home in your house? You don't need to give excuses. And in fact, when you do that, you go out of integrity with yourself. And I would caution anybody to not do that. So I would not give out information that is not needed about you. And I would not go out, hey, Sailor's Life, good to see you, yay. And just know that you can also negotiate your time. So let's just say, no, I can't stay the entire time. I can come for a couple hours, and you pick the couple hours that might work for you during that time. If you want to spend some time. I think no for a lot of people is very challenging, as we're seeing here in the chat, starting to tip the scales a little bit over 50-50. We got about 54 votes in here. But no really is enough. The fact that you're responding to a question with an answer is beautiful. How you respond in integrity is even better. If you're responding with an excuse, you lose your own integrity. And no answer is better in my estimation. No answer is better than doing anything that's out of integrity with the truth of who you are. So knowing what it is that you want to do, knowing what feels right for you is the key. And then answering in accordance with that. So let's just say you have a partner and you don't like their family. Let's just go there. But you like them, you give them presents, you exchange, you do those nice things. Negotiate a time with your partner, your wife or husband, your boyfriend, girlfriend, it doesn't matter. Negotiate, hey, I feel like I would like to do this day different than we've done in the past. I feel like I only want to go for a shorter period of time. And I'm thinking 2 hours is good. And so I'm going to go for the 2 hours. And for the 2 hours, I'm going to be totally present. I'm not going to be on my phone, not going to be watching TV. I'm going to be totally present and in with you on this. And then at 2 hours, I'm just going to excuse myself and say I have somewhere to go. You don't need to tell them where you're going. It's nobody's business. And I think this is key. Nobody has to know what and why you feel uncomfortable, because it's nobody's business. Your feelings are your feelings, and you choose to share your feelings with who you want to share them with. Now, that doesn't mean people won't be nosy and want to ask, well, where does she think she's going? Or it's Christmas, why is she not here? This is family, this is what we're supposed to do. It's almost like you are enslaved to this day to be around people that sometimes don't lift you up. Now, you see my bullied by your family video, like that's where I came from. So I am very perceptive of how I'm feeling. Sorry, I have an itch. Very perceptive of how I'm feeling when I'm around other people. And I don't like a lot of the passive aggressive behavior that often takes place in families during the holidays. And I'm not really one for small talk. And a lot of times, being around family that you're not around every year entails a lot of small talk. So I want to make sure that I'm giving you all the 50%, the majority of the group in here, options on how to say no without an excuse, without losing your personal integrity. So I'm just going to say, do you feel like you've already gotten, I'm going to put this on pause real quick. Okay, so the question is here, do you feel like you have a solid way of saying no right now to other people without losing integrity? So I want you all to go in there in the chat and to answer that question, because I've given you quite a number of suggestions on how you could say no. But I really want you all to know that when you are saying no, you are going into your alignment. Now, alignment for you doesn't mean that everybody else likes it. Okay, so saying no is not about people liking your answer. It's about you being in alignment. So, no is a complete sentence. We do not want to go out of integrity to use an excuse to not do something. We want to be confident in saying no in a way that supports your personal integrity. So, Mike, the topic today is no is its own sentence. So just seeing if there's any questions here on saying no. Hey, Carol from the Netherlands. Trevor is saying, I feel obligation. So obligation is out of integrity. That means that you're serving something out of yourself and you don't want to. That you're doing something that's not in alignment with you, so you please somebody else. So that's people pleasing. Okay? People pleasing is a way of, let me see. People pleasing is a way of avoiding your own self and filling your own needs. So you fill and feel the needs of others are more important than your own. So you want to have awareness about that. Hey, New Zealand. Mick, good to see you here. Norman, always good to see you here. And thank you for letting me know I missed you yesterday. I appreciated you watching the replay. Norman, you can relate. Excellent. Hello, India. LGA is saying, my boss said I'm a people pleaser. They do a personality test and pick people pleasers on purpose. This is true. People pleasers are great people in which you can siphon their life force. And they are often identified quite easily. Yes. And but you could change that. Personality tests, and this is, I could say this because I'm an expert in this field. And these personality profiles, they are preferences. This means that this is your preference to do things. That's not who you are. Your personality is a matrix. That means you have many different options in which you can grow into should you choose to. But it takes conscious choice. I used to be a people pleaser. Now I'm not, but I still want people to be happy, but I'm not about, I know I can't make them happy. I'm not responsible for their feelings. You're not responsible for their feelings. Nobody is responsible for anybody else's feelings. You are responsible for your feelings. You can only tend to your own feelings and simply witness somebody else in their own feelings. And I noticed this a lot with women. When I was younger, I used to really struggle with a lot of women because I found them to be quite manipulative. This is not all women. This is just some women. And these are the women that I was around, and they were very much manipulative. And they would use their sexuality, their tears. They would use anything to manipulate people. And I would just see these women turn on these tears, and they were fake tears. I could see it. I could read it, but other people couldn't. So it's just really important for you to understand that you're not responsible. If somebody's crying or upset, witness them. Just witness them compassionately and see them in their own experience. You don't have to own it. And people pleasers tend to take responsibility for other people's feelings. It's impossible. It's absolutely impossible. If we could make other people happy, we would have a lot of happy people in this world. We can't make people happy. They must do that for themselves. You are not responsible for their happiness, so your people-pleasing ways is merely a codependency. It's a functioning mechanism that you have established that serves others over the self. And that is separation from God, because you must be in service to all, including yourself. So you first and then others. That's how you build a strong house connected to God. Hey, Jerry, good to see you here, my friend. I feel like I've missed you. Yay or nay, that's the final for me. Yeah, it really doesn't need more than that, Mick. You said it simply, yay, nay. And you don't even have to say thank you for inviting me if that's not important to you. I like to be invited. I don't always like to go, but I really appreciate an invite. I think invitations are just beautiful. Tech Point says, when will I success in YouTube? I don't know anybody who measures YouTube as a form of success. That would be misguided, in my opinion. Norman says, just like Christmas dinner, people you never see all year. That's not how I do Christmas dinner. Hello, Right Maven. Okay, just looking. Oh, this was not intended to be a motivational speech, but okay. Oh, thank you, Norman. Thank you. You're so kind. 1 vote belongs to me. Okay. We have 41 votes. I'm going to wait to see if you all got what you needed. Let's see. 64 said you got, okay, good. Oh no, I did something. I'm just going to end this. Okay. So 64% feel like, and I just feel like you've gotten some different answers that will help you. We don't really mind Diddy on this channel here. So I'm going to go ahead and we want anybody who's enslaved to be free. Sometimes you want to do it. Okay, it's saying somebody's trying to make you smoke, but you don't want to. Well, why would you do something you don't want to do? Because you can go along with the crowd? It's good to be different, is what I would say. Being different is the theme of alignment. You don't want to go along with the masses. That's what I've learned. And if COVID hasn't taught all of humanity that, I don't know what will. You need to chart your own course and you need to listen to your own body, not what everybody is telling you to do. You must listen and not allow fear to run you. Okay, I may have missed some comments here. Mick says, last Christmas Day I stayed home by myself, didn't go to my brother's or my brother-in-law's house, just needed to do what you wanted. Excellent, Mick. You know, good for you. I remember my first holiday away. I was on a business trip and it just happened to be around Thanksgiving. And I was away and I didn't have to do the dishes. I got to eat a buffet meal. I didn't have to clean up after myself. I got to lay out by the pool. And I was like, now this is a different kind of holiday. Like at first I thought, oh, I'm missing the holidays. And then I saw a new way. I got to connect with Earth, read a good book, and it was just so peaceful. And I thought, this is a really different way of doing the holidays. I like this. And from that point on, I always did my own thing on the holidays. And up until my mother passed away, I would tell her, tell me which holiday is most important for me to be present at. And she could choose which one. And then I would go to that one. She always liked Christmas. That was not my favorite one to be at. But and then the other holiday, ever since then, I went and traveled. So I would allow my mother to pick one holiday, and then I did what I wanted on the other because I felt it to be pure freedom to do stuff that was not in obligation. And my mother did not like it, but she accepted it. So, and I think oftentimes when you give somebody you love a choice in the matter of how you're willing to negotiate the holiday, it changes it and it brings more appreciation. It's not about liking people pleasing or not. It's about having awareness. What's up with the same? If we don't have, Oliver's in here helping with the moderation. Thank you so much. The comments, we get spam sometimes. I have no control over that. Sometimes we have a moderator, sometimes we don't. And it looks like Oliver stepped in to help. Thank you, Oliver. Thank you, thank you. Jerry is saying we have all been yes men and women and sometimes in our lives schoolwork partners, if only to survive the moment. Hey, right, Jerry? You know, when we know better, we do better, right? And it's good to chart a new course for yourself. It feels liberating, but it requires facing some uncomfortable situations. A lot of people don't like people who make them feel uncomfortable. And let's just say you're the life of the party, and when you're not there, people don't know what to do. How I interpret that is these people like to suck the life out of you. If you're not there, who are they going to suck the life out of? It's going to be somebody else. Of course, that's not always the case, but that's often the case. Hello, I'm from California. Okay, Zeal is saying, I have a habit of biting my lips. Do you have a remedy to lessen it or eradicate it? Well, conscious awareness is good, but I bet your lip biting is a reaction to an overstimulated nervous system. So I would address your nervous system and make sure you're calming that. So you might want to try an herb called ashwagandha is good to help with the nervous system. What's the power of your aspects? What do you mean? I don't know what you mean. Mick Don says, it's nice to be asked though, and I do like that even if I don't attend. I am a lover of an invitation, but I have been known to decline so many times that people stop asking, which is kind of what happens, but it's okay. My ND. The word no being a complete sentence is a motivational speech about using the word no to someone that is hyper. Yes, a people pleaser. Okay. On Kush, hello, good to see you. While no is a complete sentence, it often carries weight. Indeed, it does. It carries clarity. How can we assert boundaries while preserving relationships, especially in sensitive situations? Well, I think I gave some really good ways that you could do that. By just saying, that doesn't feel right for me. No, that doesn't feel right for me. No, that doesn't resonate. No, I appreciate the consideration. No, but I wish you well. No, but I really hope you have a beautiful time. You don't have to, preserving a relationship is about being honest. And if you can't be honest in a relationship, what are you really preserving within the relationship except for habitualness maybe, or familiarity? Interesting. If you're looking for a real family, look for it in Islam, and you'll find all the answers that explain it in detail. Well, that's interesting. Okay, I'm just looking at the questions here. Oh, okay, Amir. Well, nobody asked you for your hidden talent, but thank you for offering it. And you will notice oftentimes people give you information that you didn't want either. That's up to you to say no. No, I don't want to hear about that. It's okay to say, no, I'm not interested in gossip. No, I don't want to hear that, and walk away. No, if you continue, I'm going to excuse myself. You can say all those things too. A lot of people find themselves in quandaries with people who push other people's stuff onto you. Yeah, I'm busy. You can't find time to be with your mother every holiday. I mean, unless she's sick and in the hospital. My holiday with my mom for the last 2 months before she died, and it's Thanksgiving. Okay, my ND. I'm sorry for this. Okay. Oh, this isn't even Facebook. I mean YouTube. Hey, Dr. Craig. Norman, the older I get, the more I will say no to something I'm not happy with. Just say no that it doesn't resonate. Why wait until you're not happy? Don't wait until you're not happy. Stay in the frequency of love and happiness. And then when that changes, say no. I did not know that, Zeal. He's saying that vapes have urine in it. Not the topic here, but I would just say no to vaping, period. A lot of that has nanoparticles in it. If you guys haven't researched nanoparticles, I suggest you start to get savvy. So my ND, I'm guessing you're from the United States because Thanksgiving is coming here next week in the United States. Oh, I'm sorry for your loss. Honor them with your joy. My question, when people say no, people isolated me and I don't talk to me and tell me I'm selfish. Dr. Crankin, that's often a word, selfish. It's a way to gaslight other people. They can have their opinions. And you can tell them that. You're entitled to your opinion. I'm saying no because this doesn't feel right for me. I hope you all have a great time. If that's indeed what you hope. Again, you want to be in alignment, right? You want to be in alignment. Magnesium is good for the nervous system. Thank you. True. Epsom salt baths are good as well. Yes, and it's also good to do just baths or showers after you go to a holiday or a party to clear yourself through that as well. Hey, Tanner, good to see you. No, Chris is saying no is taking your power back. I would say no is just asserting your power. You don't have to take it back because if you didn't give it away, you don't need to take it back, but you're just asserting your truth. No, that doesn't work for me. No, thank you. No, that doesn't resonate. It doesn't feel good. It's not in alignment. You know, there's many different ways to say no. Jerry is saying that's so perspective about people missing you at functions because they had no one to suck the life out of them. Well, Jerry, it's true. I mean, that's what I've noticed. But the more that you become very clear about your field, and that means you have a very strong heart frequency and you're present in your heart, people can't siphon you if you don't allow them. People can only siphon your energy if you are in agreement to it. And people pleasers usually have unconscious agreements with others that they can suck the life out of them. And people that are exposed to other people who have black hearts, the black-hearted people will do anything and everything to take life force from others. And they usually do that through mischievous methods like lying, cheating, stealing, gossiping. So that's people with black hearts. And I'm pretty sure you can Google black hearts and get some insights. Wendy's saying use and instead of but. Use and instead. I'm not sure I understand, Wendy. Good to see you, Kate. Jerry saying hello, Oliver. I love how you guys are so respectful of the regulars here. I love the camaraderie that's being built here. No, Tanner. For me saying no to people, Zeal is saying, Zeal, you're back again. Zeal's a new regular here, I think. You've been here a couple times this week. Good to see you. Let's stay on topic with the topic of no, though. He's saying that for me to say no to people is easy. I don't know why people restrain from saying no. Well, I've given a couple reasons, but you don't need to know why other people have a hard time with saying no. But it's important to have an awareness that other people struggle with communication in ways that you might not. Hello, my name is Mind Games. Ah, I see it. On Kush is saying, thank you for sharing your insights. I believe while no is a complete sentence, it often needs context to maintain clarity and respect in relationships. Balancing boundaries with empathy is key. Well, you're a very kind and compassionate person, on Kush. So you're treating others how you would like to be treated. So that's fine. But just know that that's because that's what you're choosing to do, and that's what you believe is kindness from within. But not everybody has the same belief systems. And so it's important for people to understand they don't need to do what you're doing to be kind. You could just say no. And that is respect, because you're coming from a place of respecting yourself. And when you respect yourself, the respect is then mirrored in your relationships with your honesty. Mind Games, thank you for the clarity, Florida. Gotcha, Mind Games. I know a lot of names in here have been corrected. I'm okay with being corrected on the names. Mind Games. The mind, if you don't have discipline mind games, then you will be in the game. Hello, James from Arkansas. Good to see you here. What are you taking every day, Mind Games? How about yes and no? Only one reply. I don't understand objective, what you're saying there. Oh, we have a couple James and people in here from Arkansas. That's nice. Mick is sharing that he likes cold showers. Is that TMI, Mick? Or are you enjoying cold exposure? Did you do it before you heard me talk about cold exposure, Mick? Some people prefer that they only have a preference. I was in a relationship for 1 year. A boy was so calm and caring, but yesterday I found an earring in his car, but when I asked him about it, he just ignored me. And now onwards, he is still ignoring me. Well, I am sorry about that. Jeez. Sorry, Zoya, that sounds not very fun. Sailor's Life is saying, it is hard to say no if you go too far with a yes. It is hard to walk back those old patterns, right? Like if you've always gone all day and then all of a sudden you are cutting it back to like 4 hours, it's only hard until you do it once and then you start a new pattern at twice. So more than once is a pattern. So no is not hard if you're following your heart. So no becomes challenging when you're thinking it. And you're thinking they're not going to like it, but it's always the way that you deliver the message. If you're delivering the message with your heart and with being honest and in integrity for yourself, usually I find that people get over it pretty quickly unless they're completely unstable, which we have a lot of that in our society. Zeal is saying being a people pleaser gets you used. Yes, but sometimes people are in agreement with being used and they don't even know it. Good to see you back, Mike. Wendy is saying, I'm not able to attend and I hope you have a wonderful event. Beautiful. Or Celebration instead of, in fact, makes more sense. Yeah. No, I'm not able to attend. Perfect. Busy. Thank you. Nope. It just depends who it is and what the relationship is. But even at work events, I would decline going out to dinner with clients all the time. No, I don't do that. Thank you. That doesn't feel right. Because I was a female working mostly with a lot of very senior men, and I didn't want to be seen out in public with my clients in that way and have things misconstrued in a public event. So it just was no. No. And I didn't feel bad or guilty. No. Hello, Mr. Electric's back. Good to see you here. Hi, Sam. Oh, good for you, Mick. Cold showers. I think cold showers are harder than the cold plunge. I do cold water immersion, and I find it much easier than the shower. And I think besides changing how I eat and doing an Ayurvedic practice, which was quite challenging, I think the cold plunge was, it's something that has completely changed my physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual bodies. I feel so different. Objective reality. It has more to do with I'm taking together health, magnesium forms. Okay, got it. Okay. Mind games. Okay, mind games. One should not live to please the creatures, otherwise it hurts themselves. Beautiful, Tanner. Zeal. When you're doing cold exposure, the goal is to stay in connection with your heart. If you go into your head, it's much easier to go into, I don't like it. So it's not about liking it or not liking it. It's about experiencing yourself differently through the heart. Norman is saying, no, 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 no. I'm seeing that no going, no. I said no, no, no. It's like you're talking to somebody with density. You only need one no, okay? And then it's up to you to change the tide and change the current. What's your qualifications being in? I don't know. KRS, you could go look at my website if you want qualifications in Avita. I don't have my resume here on YouTube. Nope. Zoya, and every human needs a religion or a path to follow, or it's good that we only enjoy our lives in following any religion or caste. I think it's important to be in alignment with the natural laws. And I don't think religion is always in alignment with the natural laws. So natural laws follow a series of principles and alignments, and it's always going to be to not only serve yourself, but serve humanity in alignment and congruence with your heart. Hi, Eric. Good to see you. You just got an RV camper. All right. Congratulations, Eric. Congratulations on your new home. Norman, thank you. I'm so glad, Norman. It's good to have you here. Well, Zeal is talking about what comes around goes around. It comes back around if you haven't learned your lessons, okay? You have to resonate for things to come in patterns. So when you notice a pattern, it's your responsibility to address the pattern. If you don't address the pattern, then it comes back, it keeps repeating. That's why conscious awareness and conscious choice is important. Consciously saying no to things that don't resonate with you is a step in the direction of alignment. Knowing why things don't resonate with you is another step in conscious awareness. That's up to you. Karen is saying, how do I know if I'm in love? How do I understand it? How do I feel comfortable in being in love? Love is a frequency, Karen, so you know it by feeling it in your heart. It's a frequency, it's not a thought. There are thoughts that go along with a frequency, but your knowingness is understanding the frequency and feeling it. South Media is saying, Karen is saying, I feel scared when I am loved. Love yourself. Go into the frequency of love with yourself. Learn self-love so you don't have to be afraid, because love is a frequency of knowing thyself, because that is who you are. You're in and of love. So any disconnection of love is through your consciousness, so you want to reconnect. What's the difference between forecasting and planning? All of it is future tripping, so everything is created from the present moment. So whatever you're doing, do it from the present moment. Being in love is so much contradictory to being conscious. Oh, my light just went out. Zoya is saying some people sacrifice more and got less happiness, but some people do bad things and still got more happiness. Well, happiness, first of all, people that pretend to be happy on Facebook and Instagram, that's not real life, okay? So stop paying attention to what you're seeing in reels and what you think people are. Focus on understanding what makes you happy. Stop focusing on what's happening outside there. Karen is saying it's almost a precondition to lose consciousness. No, it's not. That's what's called spiritual warfare, okay? Your consciousness is your consciousness. If you don't claim it, something else will, unfortunately, and often does. Surrender. It is 1 o'clock here. Jerry is asking, will you be continuing when the 365 series is complete? This is a 366, Jerry. This year was a leap year. You know, because Kiana doesn't do the easy things like 365. Have to go for the leap year. And we have 39 days left in the year, and I don't know what's going to happen next year. I don't think I'll be doing every day, because I usually don't like to repeat patterns that are completed, and I will see how things go. I have no idea. But next Thursday, y'all, I'm doing something different. I'm going to come on in different time zones. I'm going to come on several times during the day on Thanksgiving Day here in the United States. I don't know what the topic's going to be yet, but I think it's going to be a series. And my plan is to come on for shorter periods of time and have lives throughout the day on Thanksgiving Day. So I will be coming on at different time zones multiple times next Thursday. I'm kind of excited to do something different. I really enjoy doing this series, although, Jerry, I will say coming on every day, I'm just going to move because of the light. Coming on every day is, it's a challenge. It's a lot. I mean, it's a lot of talking. What I would like to do is be able to figure out how to do the dual screen, but I'm not that technically savvy. I want to learn how to do the video where I can commentate on a video and you guys can comment on the video that we're all watching together and I can comment. There's a couple videos. One I want to do and just see how that goes. But I haven't advanced to that yet. I'm really not that technically savvy, as you can tell. BL says, sometimes you can't trust the internet. This is true. You must look at the frequency or sense the frequency. If you're not intuiting what it is that you're seeing and sensing, you could get hooked into some dark stuff, because you can run black magic on the internet and it happens. There are overlays that are going on the things that you see. So it's important to feel how you feel when you're watching things. And if you don't like it, get off. And and always, as I say here, take what resonates and leave the rest behind. Martin says, you're an attractive older woman. To me, a young man. Thank you. How much you right all. I don't even know what you're saying here. But thank you, South Media. Keep your glasses off. You look human without them. I can't see it's the white. I don't know how to change the white type on here, and it's hard to see the white. Then I can't read the comment. What inspires you the most in your life? Zoya is asking me. What inspires me? Well, I'm inspired to live in alignment with God. That's my truth. I am inspired to share my relationship with the natural laws, and to introduce that to other people. I love teaching people to be empowered, to know their own power. That really drives me. It keeps me totally connected into my purpose. So my purpose inspires me. I love my life. I'm learning to love life. I had such a challenging experience with some nefarious energies, and my life was very difficult. And I'm not saying that to get any sympathy. I know most of you have had challenges. Challenges happen. Mine was just inundated for years and years and years. And so I have really come to just love life. When a challenge happens, I try my best to go into alignment with gratitude immediately for those things that are also uncomfortable. I try to just live my practice and connection to God, that all things are of God. Everything on here, even the bots who might be somewhat misdirected in their energy, are all of love. And that's what I choose. Doesn't mean I don't see the darkness or understand what's happening, but I don't feed it. I don't feed it. And I'm certainly not in fear of the challenge. No, I try to stay away of the medical billing business. Surrender. South Media is saying, in which you are standing does have absolute truth or relative truth? The truth is a frequency, South Media. Good for you, Eric. So happy for you. Hey, Powerful Sun and Red Hunter. Hello. Surrender. I do what's called energy psychology. That's the alignment of physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual bodies. It's in alignment with the natural laws. Just looking to see Jerry. Jerry, you're just getting, I have many flaws. I have many areas in which I can strengthen. I don't see it as a flaw, though. It's just something I haven't learned. That's it. And I really want to stay tethered to the task and not make doing these videos more complicated, because every day to come up with a different topic that would be meaningful to people, and I hope that's meaningful and helpful and supportive and encouraging to people to get in alignment. That's what I want to do. If I make it more challenging for myself, I would probably not complete the 40 days. So I'm just trying to, stay really tethered to my intention to be in service to God, to be in service to the natural laws, to be in service to a community of people that want to lift themselves up and be their own healers. And if you align to having a session with me, so be it. If you don't, that's okay too. But I think it's important that people know they're not alone in this experience of alignment and ascension, because it can be quite challenging. Oh, thank you, Norman. That's awesome. What real Zeal is saying, what really makes them happy is nature. Yeah, nature is a huge healer. Healing, yeah, being in nature for sure. Thank you, Zoya. You are saying books, this is saying books are your real friends, and that's true. It depends what kind of book you're reading. Hunter saying, you are so amazing. What would you say a flaws for you? Well, I would say that one thing that I have that I've done, and it's part of my gifts, but it's also something I'm challenged with, is I am very direct. And sometimes when I'm so direct, it can be shocking for people who are not used to that kind of clarity and or that kind of sharpness, because a lot of people like to, what's the word? A lot of people are, they beat around the bush. They're soft and fluffy. They just have a different style. My style is very direct. So I would say that's could be a flaw for some people, and it's also a blessing. I see it as both, and I'm working on softening my directness with people, and it's a work in progress. I would also say, what else? What else is a flaw? I've gotten better at this, but I used to have a tendency to give too much, meaning I would tell people too much and it would be not something that they wanted to hear. And so I really try to temper the type of information I share with people based on what feels right. Because I have good intentions, but my intentions are not always received. And I get very excited, and that excitedness and that passion for topics, as you guys have seen on this if you've been following me, my passion for sharing to help people can sometimes be very direct. And so, yeah. Elliot, good to see you. Karen is saying, you sometimes seem religious, but also an atheist. I am neither of those. I am not religious or an atheist. I believe in God, consciousness. I believe in Christ consciousness. I believe in the natural laws. I believe in God. So there's no atheist. There is no antichrist energy going on here. I am not religious at all. And that's that. Sailor's Life saying you're amazing. Thank you. Thank you. May you feel amazing too. I appreciate your compliment. Jerry says, I was only joking, ma'am. You're very generous with your time and it's appreciated by most of us, but definitely. All right, but me definitely. Thank you, Jerry. And coming from a man in the service who has been through it, I appreciate you taking time to express yourself and be vulnerable in lifting me up and saying I'm doing a good job. And I take that attaboy. Seriously. We don't get enough of them, right? Do I know about BTS, the K-pop band? I don't know any of their songs. I don't know any of their songs at all. Isn't the topic today no? So did you say no, Kiana? I do say no. Shockingly direct. Red Hunter, are you saying I'm direct? Are you in agreement? Hi, Greg. Good to see you. Alex is saying thoughts on the Holy Spirit. It's alive and well. That's my thought. And connect with it and feel for yourself. I know when I was having my medical situation, I called on the Holy Spirit and I was delivered. I'm finishing my coffee from this morning. I like to laugh. Hey, just wanted to know that you rock. All right. Thank you. All right, y'all. It's been over an hour. We were talking about the topic of no. No being a complete sentence. And yeah, I hope you found this formative. Can't even say that word. I hope you found this helpful. I hope that you found saying no in a different way, and most importantly, know that your knowing is what's most important, and to be in alignment with that. And oftentimes, no is required to stay in alignment. Okay, I'm just going to see what the comments are here, and then we're going to jump off. Karen is saying, Karen, you have a lot of assumptions and thoughts about me, but okay. I can see that you being irritated and controlling yourself so much. That direct and indirect transaction must be tough. Okay, Karen. I'm not sure that I'm totally in agreement, but I would definitely say that control is an illusion that I have bought into. And yeah, it's being set free. Yes, I do. Go green. I do. Welcome to the show. Greeting. Things are moving forward with my alcohol addiction. It's been tough. Your positivity has been great. All the best. Okay, Lee. Just know you're not your addiction. Okay, Lee? You are not your addiction. You are Lee. Know who you are. Those titles, those labels are not who you are. Those are just expressions. Know who you are. When you learn who you truly are, the addiction will diminish its hold on you. I promise you. Know who you are. Answer the question, who am I? Thank you, Lee. Thank you, Lee. No, Zoya, I can't think of anything at this time. Okay, you all, it's been over an hour. I appreciate you. I appreciate your time. I appreciate your participation and your great questions and your comments and your contributions. And it's just awesome. Thank you for being a part of this Being in Sync 366 video series. If you watch on the replays, please comment in the comments so I know that you're here. I know who you are. It means a lot to me that these videos are being viewed. My most popular video still to date is Being Bullied by Your Family. So if you haven't watched that, go check it out. I am Kiana Sage, and I guide people to peace. If you're interested in being supported in your path to alignment, physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual, you could check out more information at kiana.com. Till tomorrow for another video in the Being in Sync series. I don't know what the topic will be, but I will be here. All right, you guys have a great day. See you tomorrow. Bye. Good night. Bye.